Hi, my name is Margaret Jarrell, and today I'll be providing a brief orientation to our Montessori mentoring communities. We'll discuss why mentoring is important, who these mentoring communities are for, and introduce you to some of our current mentors. I'll also go into the details about how the sessions actually work and the type of topics that will be discussed each week. Finally, I'll talk about our ultimate goals for this program and the benefits to you, the adult learner. The Greenspring Center for Lifelong Learning is a nonprofit organization devoted to supporting and elevating the critical work of Montessori teachers, leaders, and schools. So why focus on mentoring? Part of the reason we started the Greenspring Center was because we saw education in a crisis, with so many teachers leaving the profession before ever becoming experienced leaders. 44% of teachers quit within their first 5 years, and yet there are more Montessori schools than ever in need of exceptional educators. We know that teacher burnout is real. We've all been there. There's so many demands on our time that it can be exhausting to try and keep up with all of them. The good news is that there is help and proven strategies. So in reviewing the research about mentoring, what we found is that a mentoring program for new guides and school leaders can increase self-efficacy as well as improve teachers' knowledge and skills. This leads to reduced feelings of isolation and an increased sense of community. This also leads to increased resilience and therefore better job satisfaction and ultimately increased teacher retention. So our mission with these mentoring communities is to create a space for new educators and school leaders to come together, ask questions, and get practical help in real time. Who are they for? So these mentoring communities, of course, are for new guides just out of Montessori training, but not just new guides. Really, any Montessorian looking to deepen their practice or who's really seeking a community of others at their level to collaborate with will benefit from participating in one of these communities. So who are our current mentors? All of our mentors have over a decade of experience in the classroom at their level. Many are master teachers and Montessori leaders in the field. Almost all are teacher trainers and have so many gifts to bring. Our model is research-based. Julia Volkman of Maitrey Learning and the Harvard Brain Health Initiative designed this model based on Coaching Psychology Manual and evocative coaching. It's actually being tested also through a research study by the University of Wisconsin-Madison. This current cohort is participating in the research and will have those results this summer and hope to publish several papers to share the news. So here's how it actually works. We bring together a group of educators at the same level and gather weekly for a 90-minute online session. This is during the academic year, so between August and the end of May. And though the 90 minutes is a major time commitment, there is absolutely no homework outside of those sessions. Our goal is not to add any work to your load, but to lighten your load. So during these sessions, you not only get to interact and learn hands-on with expert Montessorians, but you have time to ask your questions and bring your concerns to the group. And it's a collaborative community, so it's not just the mentor sharing advice, but all of your colleagues there to support you as well. So during these virtual meetings each week, we always start with connection and positivity. We review goals and have discussion around that from the previous week. Then the mentor presents something new, but it is in response to the needs of the group. The mentor is not coming up with these ideas in isolation, but based on what all of the adult learners have said that their needs are. There's time for discussion as well as question and answer on anything that's come up for you during the previous week. And then the session ends with goal setting and reflection. As I mentioned, the topics of discussion each week that are presented by the mentors and brought up for the group are in response to the needs of the group in real time. You can submit questions throughout the week in our portal, which I'll show you in a moment, or bring them up and ask for them to be covered in a future session. What are some of these topics? Well, some of the things discussed this year have been centered around preparation of the adult, the importance of self-care, how to fit that in, how to set goals at the beginning of the year, then reflect back on those at the end, the importance of having a growth mindset and being gracious with yourself. Other topics have been more to do with partnership and communication, how to partner with your classroom team, how to partner with parents and all the different forms of that may take, emails, phone calls, conferences. Really best practices for having candid conversations with parents. It can be intimidating sometimes to share successes and challenges with our families. So it's great to get support with that. How to write insightful progress reports. Other topics could include classroom systems. These are the type of things that tend not to be covered in depth during our training, but best practices around planning and record keeping. What should a work journal look like at the elementary level? How do we support students' self-discipline and self-regulation? What does that look like at your age group? We also can get into the nitty-gritty of preparing for specific types of events. I know as a new guide, I was really nervous about back to school night. What should be on the agenda? What kinds of questions am I going to get? So we can talk about that. We talk about preparing for conferences. We talk about what to do when a parent comes in to observe and how to plan for various classroom celebrations and traditions so that they feel inclusive. These are some of the things we can dig into. And also we do talk about curriculum pieces. This mentoring program is in no way meant as a substitution for teacher training. We cannot cover everything that was covered in training, but there are still questions that often we have in our first years of teaching that it's so nice to have support with, like how do we inspire student-led follow-up work rather than assigning it? And how do we invite students to demonstrate their mastery in ways that are exciting to them? How do we make sure our third-year students are challenged? How do we make adaptations for neurodiverse learners? These are all really important topics to discuss. So the venue for this, as I mentioned, is an online portal. Once you're enrolled in a mentoring community, you have access to the portal, which has the Zoom link, the schedule, lists of resources, and you'll also be able to communicate with your group between sessions using the discussion board. Our goals at the Greenspring Center with our mentoring programs is to create this supportive community for Montessorians. We want to help build a strong foundation for a lifetime of teaching and leadership so that ultimately we're retaining quality Montessorians in the field. We want all of you to get practical help in real time so that you feel confident and capable, and those feelings of burnout are greatly reduced. There are other benefits as well. Participants in our mentoring communities are eligible to receive continuing professional development hours from the American Montessori Society. You may also have the opportunity to contribute to Montessori research through the continuation of the research study that I mentioned earlier. And we have some early results from some of our current mentees who are letting us know that participating in these communities has been the greatest time investment that they've made during these early years. Bianca says, I feel supported and empowered to step into my new role as a lead guide with confidence. And Sayori mentioned that it's the flexible curriculum that follows the mentee teacher that was important to her. Thank you for your time. We hope that you'll visit our website to learn more about our mentoring communities. The website is greenspringcenter.org. Please reach out And feel free to schedule a conversation with us if you have questions or would like to talk more about whether this program is a good fit for you. Your job is so important, and we are here to help. Have a great day.